2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Hey race fans, New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville's action attraction, presents the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250, featuring the Z-Max Cars Tour this Saturday, April 13th. At 7 p.m. with the biggest names in short track racing. Get ready for some fun and excitement as the racing season gets underway. Reserve your spot now. General admission tickets $25. Seniors, military, kids 6 to 12, $12 cash at the gate. Kids 5 and under free. Advanced tickets available online at newriverspeedway.com. It's the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250 this Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. And the only place you're going to see it is at New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877 Lane DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back, and I think everything's up and operational. Is that correct?
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
Yes.
So we should be on YouTube and on Facebook with no problems right now. Hey, Bill, why are you?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How's everything there today?
Oh, hanging in here. What's going on?
I was calling, I guess, to just ask something that they always talk about the transgender thing, and how much of that still goes on, I guess, of the nuclear age, and the Cold War and all that, where I guess just by looking back with some of the people I grew up with, that they were boys, they were probably born boys and then made into girls soon after birth. And I attribute it probably to the Cold War and the nuclear age, for working with radiation that would change the, genetics, etc. And I wondered how much of that still goes on.
Bill, I'm trying to figure out what do you mean? I need you to clarify a little bit.
People are made into gays, geishas, soon after birth.
Well, I didn't know
they would be
like made into by who?
Purported doctors or.
Well, I never heard of that at all.
Oh, you hadn't?
No.
I don't know. A lot of places where I grew up, there was a lot of people that I would say were gays.
I've never heard of that. No, that
women that couldn't get pregnant later, they didn't have uteruses, and
where did you grow up?
As women,
I have to know, where did you grow up?
Taking male hormones.
Okay, Bill, what part of the world did you grow up in?
Where'd you grow up at? Honestly, I've never heard of this.
Scituate, Mass.
Where in Mass?
Scituate, Mass.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. South of Boston,
yeah,
20 miles.
Yeah, I know where that is. I don't never heard of that. So
Station there.
yeah.
So you think a lot of the kids that you grew up with were born boys, but they became women?
They were made women soon after birth and then brought up as women.
Well, I never heard of that. I don't know. I can't answer your question because I've literally never heard this until
okay.
literally
Now,
just
I
right
don't know
now.
if you ever ran into
Uh-uh.
that
No.
in your,
Is that-
people
Is
were,
that place
when
where
they realized they couldn't have kids, they were born a boy. They were always
Never
getting
heard
the
it.
shots at schools.
okay?
I
You
didn't
know,
know that
you
was
gotta
a
go.
thing either.
All right, Bill, how close to Salem was this?
I don't know.
Salem, Mass, from where he's at?
Yeah, where was?
I would say probably maybe 40, 50 miles.
Close.
Yeah.
A broomstick ride away.
Yeah.
It's far for.
Yeah. But I've never heard of
I
that.
don't know if that had slowed down or not, or I guess down here it wasn't an issue.
I never heard of it.
Thank God.
Yeah, I absolutely never heard of that.
No, I know they used to do it to historically you captured soldiers in the past. They would emasculate, just they would now come back as a soldier, So
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a whole lot going on up there
In
then.
the Cold War and the espionage, and you could switch from male to female, just by taking hormones, and then
Never heard that.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it.
No, I just wondered if
No.
that was still
Not a
an
thing.
issue going
I don't
on,
think it's an
and,
issue.
people
I-
that were in that category.
I don't think that we got a problem with that anymore.
I don't.
Yeah,
Never
good,
heard it.
Good.
Yeah,
I
boy-
know I had
boys will be
guys,
boys.
In the service always
Yeah.
pointing out, Corman, that radiation, wasn't that big of an issue anymore. Where, they always had the radiation badges and all that.
I wouldn't want that job. Yeah.
That, any kind
Yeah,
of.
well,
genetic
I had one of those
thing,
too.
radiation and nuclear medicine and that kind of stuff.
Scary.
Working in nuclear power plants.
Yep.
Oh.
Where, but anyway, I just wonder if that's all been a thing of the past. And
Yep, it's
that's
gone.
gonna end.
Definitely a thing.
Put your mind at rest.
Yep. Ain't got to worry about that.
You're good to go. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah. All right.
You take
All
care.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
I had one of those badges at one time because I used to have to go into the nuclear fuel rods division at General Electric to photograph stuff. It was a hot area.
Mhm.
And then I also had to carry it down to Carolina Power and Light at the time at the nuclear plant. So I had to go back into their hot area several times.
I would not want to do that.
Well, it never got to the point that
Did they radiate you with that little wand
Oh,
thing?
absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, they still probably have at Carolina, at GE,
Mhm.
because there's a thing called half-life. You have to, any stuff that's radioactive, you have
Yeah.
to leave it there. We had to put boots on our tripods on the floors because
Mhm.
there was radioactive dust there, right?
Right.
And that was okay because we could stop that.
Right.
The problem was power cables. We wrapped those things. We put butcher paper down. We put tape down over the top of them to keep them on the butcher paper
hmm
to keep them from coming into contact with the floor, which had particles on it. They
Correct.
cleaned it on a regular basis, but
Yeah.
but
but still, you're never going to
it's
get rid
always
of
there.
anything.
Nope.
Yes. Oh, wow.
And then when we get ready to leave,
Mhm.
it became the cost of doing business from time to time because occasionally a power cable, part of it would have a hot spot on
Yeah,
it. Y'all lost this one. Goes into the dumpster.
So
where
they
the-
would take it from.
Oh yeah, I'm glad.
I mean,
we
I'm
gave it to
glad,
them.
but-
I gave it to them. No problem.
Yeah, keep
We
this
charged them
sucker.
for it.
Yeah.
But that was the cost of doing business. Wow, what a
Wow.
mess.
Yeah.
Bill, I've never heard of that situation
I've
there.
not.
That's
Yeah.
Maybe we need to write a book. We get Bill down here with his mind and put it all together into a heck of a novel, couldn't we? Scare everybody
I
to
think
death.
so, yeah. Yeah.
Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
USME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street. Highway 24, Richlands. Fresh ground chuck, 10 pounds or more, $2.99 a pound. Certified Angus beef family pack, T-bone steaks, $11.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. St. Louis style pork ribs, $2.49 a pound. Prairie Fresh Boston Whole Butt, just $1.49 a pound. Spring Mountain Farm Fresh Whole Chicken, $1.59 a pound. Red seedless grapes, 99 cents a pound. And russet potatoes, great for baking, just $2.99 per bag. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily in your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli and is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast, friendly pharmacy located inside Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Highway 24, Richlands. Remember, save big with the pig.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? The Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print. Started a little over a year ago. We now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information to our readers at date night. Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, according to the scheduling board up there on the wall, we got a real celebrity coming in here that I didn't know that this is what it was about with this young man, Brian Kelly. Did you know that on weekends he runs down to Louisiana State University? He is actually
It's not him.
the football coach, Brian Kelly.
It's a different one.
No, it's not. It's the same guy. Looks like him, right? Don't you think so?
Different guy.
Well, we
You
got
know, they
Brian,
could be related.
we got Brian Kelly in here coming
Well,
at 8:00.
He's calling him.
Calling in at 8:00 this morning. We'll ask him.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's our fire marshal here for the Jacksonville Fire Department, Public Safety Department, the fire unit. So he's always got lots of good information.
He absolutely does.
Man,
always.
I'll tell you what, if
Yes.
you need to know something about fire or related rescue or whatever, situations, that's the man to know. And if you got a big group of folks, a big business or something like that, manufacturing or otherwise, I'd bring him in a heartbeat just to go over some things that a lot of us might not know about, even the small businesses. So it'd be a great guy to have on hand. And they're out there to help you too. So they would rather prevent problems than to have to react to them. Anyway, LSU athletics have been forefront there for a few days. If you notice, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry urged state officials to enact a policy that requires student athletes to be present for the national anthem. Why? Because the LSU women's basketball team, they got a lot of harsh backlash for missing the Star Spangled Banner before its game against Iowa. They were on the court. They left the court. Star Spangled Banner was played. Then they came back to the court.
They went to pray.
They went to pray,
Mm-hmm.
which is okay.
Yep. They went to
But
go pray.
why not be on the floor
I don't know, but I had read they went
for
to
the
pray.
national anthem?
Yeah, I hear you. I agree.
Because that's kind of like, okay,
Mhm.
good.
But
Anyway.
they went to pray.
The governor wants it mandatory. And LSU's a football coach, he said, that's okay with me.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it will come to pass. Wonder if
will
we would
see.
do that in North Carolina. I wonder if we would need to do that in North Carolina. I haven't seen anything about it. Have you with it? Any
Haven't
problems?
seen anything. I mean, not to say that it
Hasn't
we
occurred.
won't, but
Yeah.
haven't seen anything.
And illegal, this is the one that got my gripes my backside here, okay?
Okay.
I've hollered about this before. We've hollered about it before. The country's hollering about it. And then places like Virginia, they don't care. An illegal Honduran immigrant charged with rape, kidnapping, and assault was released onto the streets of Virginia despite a request by Immigration and Customs Enforcement to hold him until they could take him into custody so they could deport his sorry butt. He was free.
Why was he released?
He was free for nearly 2 months until ICE was able to arrest him. ICE announced in a recent press release that it arrested the unnamed Honduran national, charged on October 12th last year, nearly 2 months after he'd been freed from an adult detention center in Fairfax County. That's a jail, by the way, for y'all don't know. The illegal immigrant had entered the U.S. and was arrested by Border Patrol in Texas in June of 2021, released into the country with a notice to appear. He came into the country illegally. They arrested him. Then they turned him loose per Biden's instructions at the time. And they gave him a notice, hey, y'all need to show up here now.
Right. What a hot mess.
In July of 2023, last July, he was arrested and charged in Herndon, Virginia, with felony rape by force, threat or intimidation, abduction by force, assault on a family member. The same day, ICE's Washington branch issued a detainer. That's a request that ICE be alerted when an illegal immigrant is being released from custody in order for them to be able to move him into a deportation center. However, despite the severity of the charges against him and the detainer placed on him by ICE, the agency determined on August 17th that the Fairfax County Adult Detention Center released him without letting them know. He was eventually arrested last month in Herndon.
Wonder how many other people he assaulted after that.
ICE blew up. They criticized the decision not to alert them to the illegal immigrant's rapist release.
Yeah, I agree.
This undocumented Honduran national has proven to be a detriment to our community and a threat to Virginia residents. That's what the field office director for ICE said.
I agree.
He said, we remain committed to apprehending criminals who are released back into the local population when a detainer is not honored. We will not allow such non-citizen offenders to roam free and victimize innocent people. Unlike the state of Virginia, or at least the county of Fairfax, Fairfax County has refused for years to honor most ICE detainers.
Yeah, I knew
That's
that.
what many sanctuary jurisdictions mandate, right?
That's why I would.
But they are not a sanctuary county.
Well, trust me, they think that way.
They think that way. Those who support such policies claim that sanctuary policies make otherwise lawful illegal immigrants more cooperative with police because it removes the threat of deportation. Okay, we're not going to tell ICE that we've got you. Now you just come along and help us out here, okay? Can you do that?
But see, the problem is, these places like Northern Virginia and stuff give enough, what's the word? They give more rights and freedoms to illegals than they do our own citizens.
Sure.
Because if a citizen had committed a crime, he'd have like a $1 billion bail and everything else.
He should.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
why not
back in
an illegal?
2020, Fox News did a story, and over the previous 2 years, 98% of ICE detainers were not honored by Fairfax
I know.
County.
I agree with that 100%. I hate everything about Northern Virginia.
On their website, they put out there this notice. Deputies do not participate in nor provide assistance to ICE activities out in the community. Sheriff's office refused comment. No kidding.
They'll just let you rape and hurt their citizens. That's all. It's because you have no rights there.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. It's just awful.
I'll tell you what, one of these days, citizens are going to take the law into their own hands, and then the good citizens of the country are going to get into trouble for it. Let's take a break. Coming up after the break, we got a couple of fine folks in here. Second time in less than a week that I've seen one of them. We're going to be talking about sports around Onslow County and Jacksonville. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM. WSME Fox News is now.
SME, Kent Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. President Biden laying out a new student debt forgiveness plan from Wisconsin.
My administration will propose a new rule to cancel up to $20,000 in runaway interest for any borrower that owes more now than when they started paying the loan.
President Biden has canceled more than $140 billion in student debt for millions of Americans. Special counsel Jack Smith's team wants the Supreme Court to reject former President Donald Trump's claim that he is immune from prosecution in a case charging him with plotting to overturn the 2020 election. A hearing is set for April 25th. The parents of convicted high school shooter Ethan Crumbley will be sentenced today in a Michigan courtroom. James and Jennifer Crumbley were found guilty of involuntary manslaughter earlier this year. Each could face up to 15 years in prison. Their son, Ethan, is currently serving a life sentence. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
And we're back. And if you're watching now, you're probably thinking, oh, I'm watching a completely different show. All of a sudden, we've got Kelly has left, Lee has arrived, and we've got Scott and Marisa in here.
Yes. Good morning. Came just in time.
Yeah, you're just perfect timing. Oh boy, yes. From the Jackson, I almost did it. Jacksonville Onslow Sports Commission.
Yes.
I screwed it up yesterday, but
You fixed it.
I was corrected.
We get that all the time.
I know.
All the time.
Well, it's this Jones Onslow EMC group around here that everybody's so familiar with that we've, I've got my juice with them, and Lee has hers there too. So,
Yeah, when you put those words together, you just want to say that.
Yeah, that's what you want to say. That's what I try to say anyway. I do say it. Sports, and Marisa was kind enough to show up at our amateur radio club meeting the other day, the Onslow Hams. And, I finally got a chance to go back and be there since I'm not saddled with some Saturday stuff. And I'm saying, okay, I got to get reinstituted in this ham radio group. And coming up, a big event, which is what was part of the ham meeting, New River Splash.
Yes.
Go jump in the river.
Yes. We have, it's a triathlon, duathlon, and 5K on May 11th. So
It's too much work.
We are going to be taking over downtown Jacksonville.
Ooh.
So we're going to be down there at the marina. We have probably around 300 athletes that are going to be participating over
and they're going to jump in the river.
Yes. So,
all at the same time?
No, they go off one at a time. And so it takes about 30 minutes for the whole group to get through the swim portion. And they hop on their bikes and they go through downtown and then enter Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune through the Camp Johnson Gate. And they go down Wilson Boulevard to the Wallace Creek exit and come all the way back. So it's a 17.5-mile bike course and then a 5K run.
After they do all that?
After they do all that.
Oh my God, that'd be worn out.
This is a USA Triathlon sanctioned event, and it's what's considered a sprint distance. So that means it's the shortest distance that they offer. So this is actually on a smaller scale than what some of these athletes have accomplished.
This is a baby event?
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember when we heard last year talking about this event. So it's always been Power Race Series, but it became part of the North Carolina Triathlon Series last year. And this year it was selected by USA Triathlon as the North Carolina State Championship. So we are the one and only state championship for the state this year.
Oh, love it. So we are unique and special.
We are. So we're hoping to have a lot of out-of-towners come in for this event. We've had quite a few already register from, the western side, North Carolina, some from South Carolina. and we anticipate seeing some more. And this event is really great where you see the elite athletes, but then you also see some first timers come out,
Mhm.
and we get a lot of questions about, how do you do the transition? Where do I put my bike? And so we feel this is a really good event for those trying to enter into the sport, that they're able to do a smaller event and it's not overwhelming with the amount of people.
You think of the folks on the expensive bikes, but we had like a family a couple years ago. All five of them were like on the mountain bike that you buy at Walmart kind of thing. Doing
Really?
So,
They came up from South Carolina,
Yeah.
made a weekend out
Not
of
the
it.
$700 bikes, huh?
No.
Or more.
Some of those bikes are
There's some $10,000
thousands.
bikes.
I know there are.
Yeah.
I hope they got good security.
Well, we have
We watched
the
that area.
transition area is fenced off,
Mhm.
and we have a board member that's in charge with also volunteer support, and so they keep an eye on everything, and they're very particular about who is able to be in that transition
And
area.
they have their double barrel shotguns out there. To make sure.
No, but there is plenty of police support for this
Oh,
event,
I'm
and
sure.
the fire department and EMS, and
Lots of volunteers.
it's a huge community event, and we are very blessed to have that support
Okay.
from this.
Safety, of course, is always important in a case like this. Jumping in the river is going to be a biggie, and you got to keep your eyes on 300 people.
Well, not all 300 do the triathlon. We'll see
okay.
more towards that 100 to 125.
That's still a lot of people to keep your eyes on.
So in the water at the same time, there's probably only like maybe 30.
Yeah. And
But
we have
we-
boats, jet skis, kayaks. So they're surrounded at all times, essentially, by personnel in case someone needed help.
And the Gator Patrol is out, right?
Well, with that many folks hitting the water and all that activity from the jet skis and the boats,
They'll
and
run the
kayaks,
gators away.
Yeah, they're not out there.
We ask the athletes if they are nervous about swimming that they select a red swim cap. Everybody else is in a lime green swim cap, and so we know to keep an eye on those with the red swim caps.
Be wearing a red hat, red suit, red fins.
Santa Claus.
Everything would be
Yeah,
red.
No fins are allowed.
No fins.
We also we test the water the week
Like 3
when-
days before.
3
Make
days
sure it's
before the
good.
event,
Good quality.
and that's per the sanctioning. And then we, depending on the temperature, will depend on if they can wear a wetsuit. And so that's one of the questions.
They
we
want to
get.
wear it.
Yeah.
So they want it to be
Buoyancy.
colder. Yeah.
Yeah. When is this?
May 11th.
May 11th. Water temperature is going to be chilly.
So some years it's been 76.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's always right around that cutoff number of
Yeah,
whether or
it's
not they can wear a
close.
wetsuit. Yeah.
Yeah, if
always
it's
within a few
78,
degrees.
they can't wear a wetsuit.
Okay, 78. If they're active in 78-degree water, you'll be good. And how long does it swim?
So it's 400 meters. We see the fast people get done in like 8 minutes. It's crazy.
The colder
how
it is, the
fast.
faster you better be swimming.
That's right.
Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go. That works
Yes.
too. Yeah, a wetsuit is nice, but it's it can be for diving. It's great, but overhand swimming, I've tried that in my wetsuits, and that's rough on the arms.
Yeah, they like it for some reason, but then I'm thinking when you get back to that transition area and you got to get all that off,
Yeah.
that would take up the time that you made up by having it. I don't know, but not my world, not my sport, but they know
not
what they're
me
doing.
either.
Yes.
Okay, well, so you're going to have all these people in it. That'll be fun,
Yes.
and
yeah.
they're coming from everywhere.
They will. And we see locals that do it as well. And those that are like myself, I'm not a big swimmer. There's the duathlon. So they're able to just do the run. And so it's actually a run 1 mile, bike the 17.5 miles, and then run the 5K.
Okay,
And so
run a
that's-
mile.
Just run a quick
Can you run a mile?
Yes. Yeah, I can run a few miles.
Marissa does marathons.
I've done a few. Yes. So
Wow.
but the training for this, I mean, they're able to dedicate a lot of time, I'm sure, to do this. And so we get the word out, months in advance. But it is amazing how many people last minute will.
Oh,
will
I'm
sign
sure.
up
Oh,
for the
my,
event.
my.
We do see a lot of 5K that participate in this event. And
Okay. Now, along the routes, you're going to have EMS people stationed in certain areas.
We have EMS that is going to be stationary at the start finish because the swim, the transition, the run, all of that is going to be down there. So they'll be able to assess anybody that's there. We also have a board member that's a doctor, and he'll be there for any kind of
good.
minor things. But it's also stationed in an area where they can easily get out.
Right.
If they they need to.
Right, they can respond.
And there's officers at key intersections. We have volunteers essentially at every turn. On base during that cycling portion, we have a staff member with volunteers in a patrol van. And then, of course, Marisa was meeting with you guys about helping out with some radio communications.
Yeah, the HEM guys are going to have, I
Yes,
think
so-
they had 9 or 10 of them already signed up.
So we've got it covered as much as we can figure out how to cover it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good. It's a training exercise for the club as well. We do various training exercises from time to time. And heck, one night we just all left, went to a location that they assigned us over during the network at the beginning of the network, drove our vehicles to that location, and then we were given a description of a car that was used to abduct a child. And we were supposed to report every car that fit that description over the next 30 minutes. And we drove all over our assigned areas.
Wow.
We didn't give out any tag numbers, of course, for obvious reasons, because it's an open channel. But we just reported the vehicles that fit that description.
That's good training. Yeah. And you guys did. So my church has a fundraiser run. Last year was the first year, and ham radio guys were out there helping with that kind of as a training exercise. And I think you're doing it again this month later on. So
Oh, good.
Great.
Yep. Is that, which church is that?
Brookwood
Yep,
Baptist.
yep, that's the one. They're going to be doing it then too.
April 27th. It's 100% of the proceeds go to Grace Water.
Yeah, I got to get these guys in here one day so we can talk more about it, because they're always active. They've always got something going on. And then for the fun times, I sit over there and just talk to people all over the world. I picked up 2 new countries the other day.
I'll come in sometimes in the morning. He's talking to Belgium or Germany, or I'm like, who are you talking to now?
Yeah.
Other side of the world.
Malawi. You ever
Yeah.
heard of the country of Malawi? It's in
That
Eastern.
came to the forefront recently when the AT&T and Verizon, everybody went down.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I need to
absolutely.
be able to communicate. Yeah.
Yeah, we're never without ability to communicate.
Right. Right.
So it's always fun. Okay, I think, is Brian out there yet?
I've just been communicating with him. He's going to wait a few more minutes
Okay, that's
before
fine.
he calls in.
All right, that's good.
Since we have other guests here.
Okay, what else have we got coming up? I know it's not just
the
this
big one we
event.
wanted to tell you about is a week from today is our Sports Hall of Fame event.
Right.
And our ticket cutoff for that is tomorrow night at midnight, because we have to give the food numbers on that Thursday morning. So if anyone's interested, they can go to playjosc.com. Again, the event is next Tuesday evening at Sturgeon City. Cocktail hour and silent auction from 5 to 6. Then dinner at 6, and the program starts at 6:30. It is the classes of 2023 and 2024 being inducted at the same
Excellent.
time. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we left you a sheet there. So
Yes.
the folks that
Yeah,
are
I'll
going
be-
in is Stephanie Rose, Amanda Duffy, Jack Brown, the 78-79 White Oak baseball team,
Yay.
and Tony Marshburn.
Hey,
So we
well,
got a
good.
good group going in.
I'll post all this for you later.
Yeah, we
today.
appreciate it. And then 4 days later, on that Saturday, a few days later, we have our annual Freedom Fight boxing event
Yes.
at the Commons. There's 2 sessions, 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock. 1 ticket gets you into both. We anticipate about 15, 16 bouts per session. So
Really?
it'll be 30 plus bouts that day. And again, 1 ticket gets you into both. If you can only make one, you'll still get your money's worth. But if you can make it to both, you'll
So
definitely
if you
get
want
it.
to see some real honest to goodness, good sportsmanship and good fighting,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, all
Wow.
ages from kids up to masters.
Wow. What's the youngest?
Like 8, 9, somewhere around
Really?
there. Yeah, and then
They're feisty.
our
That-
friend
I was-
that brings the ring, he is 60ish, pushing 60 anyway. He claims he's going to fight another person of his age. So we'll see.
Well, I'm too old for him. Good.
This is a USA boxing sanctioned
Mhm.
event. And so we have officials there and they do everything by the book. It doesn't get out of hand. It's
They
a really
stop
great-
it quick if
I
there's
mean, it's not
sign.
any wrestling going on?
No wrestling.
No.
None of that stuff.
And there's
Uh-oh.
females
Come on
and
now.
males that participate.
But they box females and females box females, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
males
Yep.
box. I gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Did you want to talk about Frog Band?
Yeah, we can mention that. So on June 1st, it's a new event for us. It's an event that existed. I think we might have mentioned it last time we were here. It's called the Frog Band, and it's really got 3 components. It's on the 400 acres that the city bought behind
Mhm.
Lowe's
Yep.
Foods. So there's a 5K trail run as a fundraiser.
Mhm.
That's at 8 o'clock that morning. But then kind of all day, it's a bow hunting 3D target challenge. There's 31 targets in honor of 31 Navy SEALs
Right.
that were killed on the same day. Chris Campbell being one of those
From White Oak High School, graduate.
Correct. And then that evening it's a combo Frogman North Carolina Wild Turkey Federation dinner that has a silent auction, has raffles, has regular auction, I think, all kinds of fun activities. And that's at Sturgeon City that evening. So it's really got three components. You can do all three. You can do one.
Wonderful.
You can do two. And that's on June 1st.
Now, for you folks who are not quite familiar with the term Frogman, it's the original term for the UDT divers, underwater demolition team. They were known as Frogmen. And when the SEALs came into being, those guys still refer to themselves as Frogmen.
Right.
And since Chris was a SEAL, he was a Frogman.
Correct.
So hence the reason for all of that.
Yes. So all of that between next Tuesday and June 1st. And again, you can get all that information at playjosc.com. That's JOSC, Jacksonville Onslow Sports Commission. To get more information, obviously, you can call our office. That's where you can buy tickets. That's where you can register for these things. And
Cool.
I'd love to have you
And
involved.
your numbers there all over the face, all over your pages.
Yeah.
Guys, we appreciate you coming in. I know the rest of the year is you're still working on it.
Well, we got lots planned. We just try to take it a few at a time. And so we'll come back maybe in the summer and we can talk
Absolutely.
about some new events and some recurring events we have in the fall.
Yeah, Scott, Marisa, we appreciate both of you coming
Thanks so
in.
much for having us.
And anytime, you're always welcome here. Let's take a break, do a little bit of weather. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11. At Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing includes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, put your right wrist over here for just a second, if you would.
Why?
Just
Why?
put your wrist right here.
I'm scared. Yeah.
All right, guys, she's okay. She has a pulse. Some of you who are sending her messages wanting to know where she was. She was taking care of some four-legged critter.
I had to, today was their once a year dental cleaning, and you
Uh-huh.
have to take them in early and drop them off.
There you
And
go.
it was a fiasco
So,
with two of
Anyway,
them.
she's here.
I'm here.
That's the way we do things. Now Kelly has gone.
Yeah.
Their paths are crossing. It's weird. Trying to keep up with this on my end is got to be nicer to old people. The marine weather forecast brought to you twice a day, this time by Community Prevention Services in Jacksonville. At one time or another, a lot of us may need a little help with issues that seem insurmountable to us. Whether it's a problem with your job or it's family related, sometimes just being able to talk with a professional who's actually trained in being able to offer support can get you on the right track. Some folks feel alone, maybe thinking the world is working against them. Don't despair. Call the professional folks at Community Prevention Services in Jacksonville. The staff will help you work through the issues you experience, anxiety, despair, whatever it is, they can help you. Everyone at one time or another may need a helping hand. And at Community Prevention Services, the staff will provide you with quality confidential counseling for ages from 7 to at least 100. Call them today at 910-353-0972. Don't wait until the problem becomes a crisis. Community Prevention Services, they're located at 918 Henderson Drive. Again, the number is 910-353-0972. Offshore, you paid no attention yesterday and you blew a perfectly great day on the water. Don't do it again today. Cause southwesterly winds only 10 to 15 knot seas, 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds, and that's going to get bigger in the afternoon. Waves are going to get further apart. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tomorrow, pretty much the same thing. Southwesterly winds 10 knots, seas 2 to 4. Dominant period tomorrow, 8 seconds. The waves are far apart, making it nice for you. Sounds and rivers a light chop. Now, if you don't do it today and tomorrow, just hold on, because Thursday's not going to be your day. You didn't take advantage of the first 3 days this week, so you'll suffer the consequences if you wait until Thursday. Southerly winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25, increasing to 20 to 25 with gusts at 35 in the afternoon. Seas, like I said, you don't want to do this. 5 to 7, building to 7 to 10 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough in the afternoon.
And today is going to be mostly cloudy with a high near 77. Light southwest wind becoming west 9 to 14 miles per hour in the morning. Winds could gust as high as 22. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 59. Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 78. Light southwest wind becoming south 5 to 10 in the morning with gusts as high as 16. Wednesday night, increasing clouds with a low around 62. Thursday, 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms with a high near 73. Thursday night, chance of showers and possibly a thunderstorm before 2 a.m. with a low around 57.
I got to give a shout out to Spectrum. I don't think they advertise with us, but that's beside the point. We got a lot of Spectrum going on around here.
Yes.
And yes, from time to time, the internet may take a little blip from wherever. We're not sure whether it's an internal blip in here or because I don't lose it over here on the wired in computers.
Right.
So it could be an internal wireless deal. I'll be changing that very shortly. We'll find out. But got this. I did a change in my service for my personal service. We got two ones here. We've got the business line, and that's what we operate on down here with two telephone lines. And then we've got my private personal residential account as well. Well, when I called to make some changes in that particular account, they were very gracious. And the only thing I did was cancel the landline that was on it, keeping the internet as is. The landline, only 2 people used it. They called us on it, only 2 people.
Right.
So I was paying for that. And the rest of the calls that came on it were all spam risk. So I said, enough of it. I don't need you. You just go away. Everybody calls my cell phone anyway. Then the lady said, I see, I can upgrade you and it won't cost you anything. All right, well, I'll increase your speed. Cool.
Yeah.
All you get me to do is, no, don't even bother to go over there to the business office. Not yet. I'm going to mail you your device.
Oh, yes.
So she put it in the mail. It's less cumbersome than the older one. It required an app thing, I thought, to hook it up. So I got a little confused. So there's a telephone number to go with it. I called them and they walked us right through it. Not a problem. No, oh boy, you are stupid, aren't you? None of that kind of stuff. They just so graciously did it and it worked. Turnkey.
The same thing with me when I changed over to Spectrum, because I've been with Verizon for like 100 years.
Yeah.
And my bill was close to $100. And I went to Spectrum, have the same thing for only $45. And when I went to Spectrum, all they did was mail me a new SIM card. That's all I had to do was put it in my phone, hit a few buttons, and boom, I was ready. I was right back in business.
Same thing with us when we did the phones.
I'm so glad that Spectrum came out with that phone bank, because I called Verizon and I said, look, I've been a customer.
Yeah, I did the
probably
same thing.
30 years, back when it was Singular, 365, all those different names. And I said, can I have any kind of a discount? Nope. I said, I'm retired federal. Does that count? Nope. You get nothing. I even went with a senior citizen. Nothing. And I said, thank you. And that's probably our fire chief right now calling.
Okay. Sounds like a winner to me. Good morning, Chief. What's up?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Brian.
Fine. Brian Kelly here from the Jacksonville Fire Department, Jacksonville Public Safety Unit. He's a fire marshal and much more.
Yes.
Yeah, and hey, I have a special guest with me, so I'm going to do something I don't do very well, and that's sit back and be quiet. Here in my office with me, I've got Assistant Battalion Chief Michael Williams, who knows all things vehicles. He is the latest and greatest when it comes to training, especially when it comes to EV. He teaches at the Heavy Rescue Extrication School in Darlington, South Carolina, and so he's our resident expert when it comes to electric vehicles. So I knew that when it came time to ask some questions, he'd be the right person. And then if there's anything outside of vehicles related to that, I'll chime in as needed.
Okay, sounds like a winner. Hey, Chief, welcome aboard.
Good morning.
I appreciate you coming in or joining us this morning. I've got Lee in here and I'm Rayford, and so you probably won't get us mixed up. She's the one with the high-pitched laugh. I'm not.
Hey.
Anyway, Chief, electric vehicles, I read so much about the batteries and the lithium batteries some years ago. I got aboard the airplane and they were giving me the third degree about what kind of batteries that I had on my person or in my checked luggage. They were all concerned. They'd had some problems with batteries. And now we've got electric vehicle cars that require lithium batteries, and we are reading reports about how you guys have to go out and figure out a way to put the fires out that are sometimes generated. That must be a special process.
Yes, sir, it is. So lithium-ion batteries are pretty volatile once they've been penetrated. They're pretty stable as long as they're in their original state. But the problem is, especially on airlines and things like that, if you have and we see it a lot with your battery-powered scooters and things like that, where people buy them off of, third and fourth party websites and things. So they're not the best well made. And so then when you overcharge those things, it basically disrupts the inside of those batteries, and it causes them to basically combust.
Wow.
So that's the thing with the airlines as far as your battery banks and stuff for charging your phones and tablets and things like that. In terms of our electric vehicles, they same thing. As long as the batteries are inside the battery packs and they're charged the way that they're supposed to charge, for the most part, they're pretty safe. The downside is if that battery pack is penetrated, like New Hanover County a couple months ago had somebody driving down I-40 and they ran over a piece of metal. That piece of metal penetrated the battery pack. Well, that disrupts those batteries and it caused that car to combust. It caused it to catch on fire. And unfortunately for us, the biggest issue with those lithium-ion batteries is what's called thermal runaway. So once one battery is basically those battery packs is thousands of little, if you think about it like AA batteries, it's thousands and thousands of those little AA batteries. So when one gets hot or overheated, it catches on fire, it combusts, and then it heats up the next one, and then it heats up the next one. So when it starts heating them up, it goes into what's called thermal runaway. And the only way to extinguish them is with typically large amounts of water. There's departments that are reporting 20 to 30,000 gallons of water is what it takes to extinguish some of these fires.
Oh, wow. Foam doesn't work?
Wow.
No, sir, foam does not work. So the biggest way, as far as that's been found by most departments and by a lot of people that have done some testing with it, is you've got to cool the batteries. You've got to get them cool.
Wow.
So foam by itself, because lithium, when it burns, actually produces its own oxygen. So you can put foam on it. Foam is designed to smother.
Yeah.
So we can put foam on it, and it appears that the fire is out. But as soon as you take that foam off, it's got a layer of oxygen under it, and it's going to reignite. So
push it in the river.
Does produce some pretty significant challenges for us on the fire service. And then, when we look at it in terms of motor vehicle accidents, if that electric vehicle gets involved in a collision and it penetrates the battery, same thing. Now we've got to worry about having to cut somebody out of a vehicle and potential fire.
Well, I would add another element to that one too. Quite often cars, traditional cars, those things that have fossil fuel in them, gasoline, when they have a collision, especially if it's a rear end, I've seen a lot of gasoline leaking from those devices.
Yes, sir.
And that mixed with the fire from a lithium battery, oh my. Y'all got your work cut out for you.
She do. Wow.
And then, now electric vehicles, you're talking, most of them average around 400 volts, where your traditional gasoline or diesel powered vehicle, you'll have a 12 volt battery in it. You may have a couple 12 volt batteries in it, where these, you're talking 400 volts going through the vehicle. And so now we've got those high voltage lines running through the vehicle that we have to contend with. You got a what's called a DC to DC converter. So on our traditional gasoline or diesel powered vehicles, we've got an alternator that recharges that 12 volt battery.
At 12 volts.
We've got an all electric vehicle. It doesn't have an alternator. It's got a DC to DC converter. So it takes that 400 volt battery pack, and that's what that DC to DC converter converts it to 12 volts to run all the low voltage. So your lighting, your radios, all of that stuff. So now we have those being placed in cars where it's a typical cut point for us to do extrication maneuvers like a dash lift or a dash roll. They're putting those in those typical places where we would make cuts to perform those maneuvers. So that makes a challenge as well.
Well, you stand the chance of electrocution yourselves in doing rescues, right?
Yes, sir.
400
absolutely.
volts is a lot of juice.
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Well, I have a question, Chief, because we were talking about this on the radio first of the week. I have a lot of yard tools that run by battery, and they're lithium batteries, of course, and I have them in my garage on a charger. Now, what's the chance? Should you not have those fully, on a charger constantly, or should you only charge them for a couple hours and then disconnect them from the charger? What's the risk in having them plugged in all the time?
Yes, ma'am. So with your battery powered yard tools, your blowers, your weed eaters, things like that, once that battery is charged, you want to take it off the charger.
Okay.
And the reason being is there have been instances where that battery gets overcharged, it gets hot, and then it goes into that thermal runaway. So that battery will combust because it's still sitting
I need to go.
inside that charger.
I need to go right now.
There's not a ton of incidences where that's happened, but it has happened more than once, I can tell you that. And you can have those battery packs where something as simple as, you're trying to change a battery in a drill and you drop the battery on some concrete. if you drop the battery on the concrete, it may disrupt something inside that lithium battery pack. And so the next time when you charge it, if you overcharge it, it could lead to overheating of those batteries.
That's good
I'm
information.
sure those contractors using those DeWalt drills are not going to drop a battery anywhere either, right?
Not at all.
I know what I'll be doing as soon as I get home. Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Okay, you would think that the designers, the people who are issuing these lithium batteries for all of their fancy tools these days would have chargers that would completely, totally disconnect once it has reached its charging point. Apparently, that's not the case.
Not that I've seen. I mean, it's not like, most of the time I'm sure everybody, with their cell phones, once it gets up close to that, 92, 95%, a lot of times it'll pop up and say that, stopping the charge until a certain amount of time. I haven't seen anything of that with your power tools and stuff like that.
Okay.
Rayford, this is Brian. Let
Yes.
me chime in with one little thing here.
Okay.
On the fire marshal's office side of things, we work closely with agencies like the National Consumer Product Safety Commission, the Fed.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of those regulations are driven based off of the incidences that our operations divisions like Chief Williams and all of those crews respond to. And unfortunately, like you and I have talked about, Ms. Lee have talked about in the studio, is those tragedies drive change. So what we'll see is we will see those regulatory things come out after the fact. And I think something that Chief Williams mentioned early on is very crucial. If folks will buy those UL listed, those ones that have that third party testing, the likelihood of those events are dramatically reduced. He gave a very good example: is don't buy those products that are third and fourth, that are non-regulated, that don't have that testing on it. Those are the ones that are more likely to have those types of events. So, Ms. Lee, where you said you're very concerned, a lot of those concerns can be, lessened based off of just buying reputable, tested products that are vetted by the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Okay.
Yeah. I can warn you just a little bit about some of
That's
that.
good advice.
On eBay, you can buy battery packs, not battery packs, but you can buy charger and AC charging packs that say for Dell product such and such.
Yeah.
That means it's made in China, y'all. Look at the label. You will see it.
Yeah, we again, I would heavily recommend when you buy those kind of products, making sure that you have one that is listed, that is verified. Because again, in the fire investigation world, I'll put my hat on there for just a second when it comes to that. Insurance is going to have a hard time subrogating some manufacturer that they can't find overseas. Where if it is a locally produced and there's that error, you're still going to get your stuff taken care of, and hopefully no one gets hurt. But at the end of the day, what ends up happening is we as consumers end up paying a higher insurance premium because folks don't do their research. We pay on the back end for everybody instead of us individually paying a little bit more on the front end and keeping those costs down across the board.
Yeah. Brian, thank you for that one. That's
Yeah.
really good information.
I've been putting all that on our live feed here.
Chief Williams, a quick question for you too. What kind of specialized training are the troops and the everyday firefighters, are they having to go through some specialized training these days to deal with the lithium battery threat?
Yes, sir. So I went to a specialized class in Indianapolis about 2 years ago that specialized in electric vehicles and new vehicle technology. And as a matter of fact, today, here in about 20 minutes, we've got a regional class. Onslow County Schools has gotten their first electric bus.
Oh.
And it's a Thomas built bus. So they're going to give us a class on those buses at 9 a.m. So, and that'll be, like I said, serving Onslow County Schools, the White Oak District. So we've gotten Cam Lejeune, Highway Patrol, the volunteer stations that come out, Onslow County Fire Rescue has come out. So, we've got a lot of people in the area that come out for this class.
Okay.
Interesting.
Scary processes all the way through. Now, if I get an EV, am I supposed to charge that battery, just leave it on charge until the charger cuts off and disconnect it, or how am I supposed to do that?
So My understanding, and that was one of my questions when I took that class in Indianapolis, is that there hasn't been any proof yet. So I'm assuming that by, the automobile manufacturers, obviously, Tesla, Ford, Chevrolet, General Motors, all of those, those batteries and stuff, they're tested. So there hasn't been any proof that those have been overcharged, but I think most of the time those, I would still probably treat the same way. Once my vehicle battery is charged, I would disconnect it. I wouldn't leave it charged for several days, put it that way.
Well, I'm just thinking if I get ready to leave and go on a vacation, I may be gone as much as 3 weeks, which is what I typically do. If I had an EV, I certainly wouldn't want to leave that sucker on charge for 3 weeks, right?
No, sir. I wouldn't want to leave it for 3 weeks.
Okay. All right. Gentlemen, I appreciate this. This is a little bit eye-opening and a little bit stressing too, but particularly for those of us with lots of little portable drills and
As soon as I get home, I'm
eaters and
fixing that.
even got an electric lawnmower now. My wife does.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm fixing my issue as soon as I get home.
There
I
you
want
go.
you to know, Brian, I'm taking care of it as soon as I get home.
We need a central charging station and a timer on it or whatever.
I'll just
Okay.
hit the switch.
That's that too.
And
Brian,
I'm proud of you, like always, Lee, for heeding the advice. I hope our listeners do the same.
Oh, we're
I
gonna
hope
do
so
it.
too. I've been putting what you've been saying on our little feed right here on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
But excellent information.
Gentlemen, thank both of you for taking the time to deal with us this morning.
Sure thing.
Thank
We're here
you.
if you need us as always.
Okay.
Thank you so
We'll reach
much.
out. Thank you. And if you get something coming up, don't hesitate to call.
Right.
You got it.
We will respond accordingly.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street, Maysville. Fresh ground chuck, 10 pounds or more, $2.99 a pound. Certified Angus beef family pack of T-bone steaks, just $11.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. St. Louis style pork ribs, just $2.49 a pound. Prairie Fresh whole Boston butt, $1.49 a pound. Spring Mountain Farms whole chicken, $1.59 a pound. Prairie Fresh prime pork tenderloin, $5.99 each. Butterball ground turkey, 16-ounce package, $3.99. Red Seedless grapes, only 99 cents a pound. North Carolina grown fresh strawberries, 1 pound package, $2.99. Russet potatoes, great for baking, only $2.99 a bag. Select varieties, Western apples, $2.99. 1 pound bag, crisp snap beans, $1.99 a pound. Delicious tropical mangoes, 2 for $5. And 2-liter Coke products, just $4. Make sure you ask about Pig Perks. Join the Pig Rewards program today to save money. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street, downtown Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Hey, race fans! New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville's action attraction, presents the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250, featuring the Z-Max Cars Tour this Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. with the biggest names in short track racing. Get ready for some fun and excitement as the racing season gets underway. Reserve your spot now. General admission tickets $25. Seniors, military, kids 6 to 12, $12 cash at the gate. Kids 5 and under free. Advanced tickets available online at NewRiverSpeedway.com. It's the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250 this Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. And the only place you're going to see it is at New River All-American Speedway, 4744 Richlands Highway, Jacksonville. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back. Boy, great information from our fire marshal
Very
and
good
from
information.
Chief Smith there as well. My.
I did learn a little bit new today,
Yeah.
about, especially like dropping the battery on the concrete floor. I've
Yeah,
done that
don't-
in the garage before.
Yeah.
Never thought about
I
it.
want to do that again.
No.
Be careful.
And I will be
Get some padded floors.
well, hopefully I'll be doing that soon. But yeah, I will be redoing my
Charging
batteries,
system.
my charging
I am
system
too.
when I get
I'll
home today.
set up a nice rack somewhere. and
Yes.
Maybe I'll put some built-in sprinklers over it or something.
Yeah, my thing is my batteries stay on the charger 24/7. I'm going to go home and take them all
Mm-hmm.
off the charger, and then when I know I'm getting ready to use one, I'll test the charge then.
There
And
you go.
to be safe, great information.
Boy, up there in New York, this squatting stuff is getting a little bit out of control. A New York lawmaker is railing against the state's squatting epidemic. He's got a bill that he says would allow police to immediately, like right now, evict squatters while bring law and order back into the Democratic-run state. We need to make sure, he said, that we fix this huge epidemic right now, and it's coming more and more and more. That's what Republican State Senator Mario Matera, who represents the 2nd Senate District on Long Island, said. New York, most notably the city, has been rocked by repeated instances of squatting cases, including a handful that had turned violent and even murderous. Matera pointed to one man on Long Island in 2021, a plumber. His name is Thomas Buckelman, who was brutally beaten with a baseball bat by a squatter when he was hired to winterize a building in Blue Point.
Good.
If you haven't, if you need to go online, you can look for pictures of this fella, Thomas Buckelman. That was the plumber. He's in bad shape. The pictures here are brutal.
That's sad.
Brutal. He was a plumber. He went in to do a normal winterization, and they attacked him, beat him with a baseball bat. He was left with 3 fractures to his skull and blood on his brain, and told local media at the time he believed he was going to die. Last month, another woman died when she walked into her deceased mother's New York City apartment and discovered squatters. The squatters were arrested in Pennsylvania after stealing the dead woman's Lexus and stuffing her body in a duffel bag.
Wow.
We got squatters. We got a squatter problem. We don't have it here in Onslow County, probably not in eastern North Carolina. There are several reasons for it, and people like me are one of them. We're not going to take that kind of nonsense.
No, you're going to have to get past my gators.
Now,
and
if
my
you
bars.
if you have a tenant's a lease, a tenant's lease, if you've signed a lease and you've been renting the place, and then you just stop paying money, and you just don't move out, that's a different problem.
Yes.
You got to get eviction notices, and the homeowner, or whoever is handling the rules there, handling the house, they have to go through the court proceedings to get an eviction notice, and then the sheriff will remove them. That's the way it works. But if you just close your doors for the weekend, or your mama passes away or whatever, and you're looking out for the house, it's up perhaps for sale, and somebody moves in on their own, that's called squatting.
Yes.
That is, I don't care what kind of lease they try to produce, it's a fake, and they have tried to produce some fake leases.
Sure. Like we talked about.
Signed by anybody but the guy. I mean, here's the scam that's being pulled, and some of it's being pulled on the squatters. This guy says, "You want to lease my house? I've got a house here.
Right.
Sign this lease here, and you pay me." And he makes the payments, yada yada yada. And then come to find out, this guy has got nothing to do with the lease, but he's got what appears on the surface to be a legal lease agreement.
Right.
So
Which
both the squatter and the homeowner have been scammed.
Right.
So if you're looking for a place and you want to sign something, verify that the guy you're signing this lease with actually has a right to lease this home.
Well, we were talking about that last week with that episode in New York. They had a fake lease, plus they had receipts from a Uber driver or a DoorDasher showing they delivered some food there. They say, "See, here's our receipt. It shows that was delivered to us here." I mean, they come up with all sorts of scams.
Well, most of those are going to be a scam right up front.
Right.
But there will be the legitimate renter who has a lease agreement that appears good on the surface, but the guy who signed it and issued it to him did not have the right to do so. So now they got two groups of people.
Yes.
One, the squatters, they're a victim, and also the guy who gave them the lease.
Right.
He's the culprit.
I'm just so glad that we don't have those issues here, and I hope to never see anyone have those issues
me
here.
too.
Because if I came home after I'd been gone a week vacation or something, came home and found somebody in my house.
Our Father who art in heaven. We're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solidtech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it. We stay. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds. Diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back. A little thing here, too, that I didn't quite touch on this morning. And sort of a commentary a little bit. A New York appeals court rejected Trump's motion to delay his trial on charges stemming from Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's hush money payments investigation. The former president sought to delay the trial, which is set to begin with jury selection on April 15th. That's next Monday.
Yes.
He also sought to change the venue for the trial, asking that it be removed from New York. Trump's application to the New York Appellate Division, First Department, said that while jury selection is set to begin next week, quote, end quote, polling and quantitative analysis of media coverage shows that a fair and impartial jury cannot be selected right now based on prejudicial pretrial publicity. Probably in that neck of the woods, I would probably agree with that. But the judge on Monday denied Trump's motion to delay the trial. The former president had requested the trial be put on hold pending the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity. Arguments are set to be heard by the High Court of the matter on April 25th, with a ruling expected in mid-June. Talk about a screwed up timeline. The trial is set to begin next Monday, the 15th, but the U.S. Supreme Court is set to decide whether Trump has presidential immunity. That's set to be heard 10 days after the trial is set to start, with a Supreme Court decision not sometime in June. So they're going to have a trial, pick a jury from the area who's had all of the publicity that any jury could get, any potential jurors could hear. And they're going to start a trial when he's got an appeal before the Supreme Court requesting presidential immunity. And they'll have that hearing 10 days later. I don't know how you screw up a case any more than this. I really don't.
And I will go on record saying that all these cases against Trump right now is all part of the political process to try to keep him from running for president.
Oh, they don't want him to run.
No,
that's for
they
sure.
don't want him to run.
Because Biden can't win. Is what that's what they're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Governor Greg Abbott of Texas yesterday highlighted how Texas is reinforcing barriers in a key border crossing area and pledged to exercise its sovereign authority amid an ongoing months-long legal fight with the Biden administration over enforcement of the border security. Abbott posted an image of Texas National Guard soldiers reinforcing border barriers, including razor wire in El Paso. That's an area that has seen a number of migrant surges in recent weeks. Texas, as part of Operation Lone Star, has set up the razor wire and other barriers along the border in an effort to curb the historic amounts of illegal migration that have hit hard since 2021. The wire has become a point of contention between Texas and Biden. Texas sued the administration over federal officials when they cut the wire in order to be able to apprehend migrants who were technically already in the U.S. Earlier this year, Texas seized Shelby Park, a key staging ground in Eagle Pass, and continued reinforcing the razor wire and other barriers. The administration has since sued Texas over an anti-illegal immigration bill that would allow local police to arrest illegal immigrants and would allow judges to order them deported. The Biden administration says that Texas actions interfere with federal enforcement. Really? While Texas says it needs to act in the face of inaction over the border crisis from the federal government, the White House has regularly accused Governor Abbott of doing nothing but politicizing the border problem, while the White House, I will add, continues to just do nothing to protect Texans and the rest of us from the border invasion.
Yes.
I'm sorry. At least there's one governor in this country that's doing something.
Yep.
He ain't sitting back on his duff saying, we're going to leave it up to the federal government. Well, you can't do that because the federal government's not doing anything.
I agree.
They're letting more and more, the more people they get into this country, the harder it's going to be to get rid of them. The harder it's going to be to shut down the border. And even if they shut it down, all of those others that have already made it in here, the idea is to make them citizens and let them vote. That's what the whole idea is. And if y'all do not see this, you're blind as a bat. All of you.
Hey, real quick, I just want to give out a couple kudos.
Yes, to our listener.
We have one of our regular listeners, Curtis, and he just texted me, and he's in Fremont, North Carolina, which is Wayne County, listening to us on 1120 AM radio.
1120 AM, folks.
So,
if you're driving around Onslow listening to 97.1, that's cool. You know.
Yes.
But if you leave Onslow County, you switch over to that AM station. Just put it on. I've got it on my button dials. I can punch back and forth. Click on 1120 AM. During the daylight hours only, of course. They're not on at night. It's a daytime station. But you can listen a long ways from here.
Then we got a really nice email this morning to us here, thanking WSME Live and Local for helping to promote the Bucket Brigade events. And that is part of the NC State Extension Master Gardeners, plus the Salvation Army of Jones and Onslow counties. They have now been nominated for a Light Keepers Adult Group Award. So they sent us a big thank you, thanking us for
deserved nomination for sure.
For promoting them and, helping them. And we'll have them back on again. And they have another event coming up soon, which I will post that later, along with all the events from the Sports Commission.
Sounds like a winner. Yeah. Thank you. And thanks to our guests this morning for coming in, Scott Smith and Melissa Reeder from the Jacksonville Onslow Sports Commission.
Yay!
And also Brian Kelly from the Jacksonville Fire Department and Captain Mike Smith, Battalion Chief, not Captain, Mike Williams. I'm sorry.
Mike Williams, Battalion Chief. Yeah. Battalion Chief.
Chief Mike Williams.
That's right.
I had Scott Smith tied up in my head for a second.
A lot of names this morning, yes.
Tomorrow morning, we've got Dr. Rosemary Stein. She'll be joining us by phone about 7:30, so we'll be chatting with her about what's hot in the world of education and pediatrics.
Right.
I'm just wondering at what age we should be teaching children. Well, we'll ask her tomorrow. Maybe I can get away with asking her straight
she would have
question.
run for superintendent of public instruction.
Look what we got.
Oh, we've got them.
There you go. We got one. All right. That's it for us for the day. We'll see you in about 22 hours. Coming up now is going to be a Fox News break for about 60 seconds. Then at 10 o'clock this morning, we're going to have a 5-hour break. We're going to have our friend Rick Dees. He's going to be spinning all them sounds that I grew up with that I love to listen to. So another dose of the Daily D's at 10 o'clock. And he's going to he's going to chunk a pitch towards
our
Hollywood
favorite.
This afternoon.
That's right. Hollywood.
The Hollywood man, he will be in the studio control chair beginning at 3 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day. If you fish, today's your day. Tomorrow's your day. Thursday, not so good. Do today or tomorrow. And if you got to work, just I don't think I want to come in today. I need to isolate myself out there on the water so I won't spread this to anybody else.
Dr. Ocean.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Biden has already canceled $146 billion in student loan debt for at least 4 million people. He wants to add to that tab